and welcome to Jewishnews TV. This week, making headlines. On the 70th anniversary of the outbreak of World War II, journalist Peter Conn spoke to Sydney grandfather Jack Sukenik, who recalled the first days of the war. Also marking the anniversary, Jewish author and child Holocaust survivor Diane Armstrong was invited to speak at the Polish Embassy in Canberra on her novel Nocturne. Receiving the invitation, Armstrong said that she felt as though the wheel of her life had turned full circle.
I wrote Nocturne to explore Poland's tragic wartime experiences, to tell the story of the heroic people of Warsaw, and also to come to an understanding of my own past. Being invited by the Polish Embassy to speak about my novel and my life on the anniversary of the outbreak of the war illustrates the power of destiny.
Also making headlines, Maccabi Tennis Club in Victoria had to forfeit its grand final following the game's scheduling on Shabbat. The team has played all its other matches on a Sunday, but was told by Tennis Victoria that the date could not be moved. Now we cross to Adam Camion in Melbourne with the full story.
Thanks, Lexi. Unfortunately, at this stage, the decision by Tennis Victoria not to move the final from a Saturday to a Sunday means that Maccabi has been forced to forfeit. They've subsequently taken it to the Equal Opportunity Commission and are awaiting a decision from them as to whether or not they will overrule Tennis Victoria's decision not to move the final. Now, obviously, because of the amount of religious players on the team, in fact, I think all the players on the team are religious, they weren't able to play the final on a Saturday, and in fact, the competition was played all year on a Sunday, and then the final on a Saturday. So we'll keep you updated as more news comes to hand with that. Thanks, Lexi.
Thanks, Adam, and we'll be following that story closely. In international news, the AJN looks at the indictment of former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert on corruption charges. An analysis delves into why Olmert has made history for all the wrong reasons. To entertainment news now. And the busiest man in Hollywood, Judd Apatow, was in Melbourne last week to spruik his film Funny People, starring Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen. The director of Knocked Up and 40-Year-Old Virgin, Apatow sat down with Adam Camion and revealed he didn't always want to be a director.
I never wanted to direct. I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian, and that I realized that I wasn't good enough, to be as successful as I wanted to be, and that maybe I was better as a writer. But at that time, when I decided to become a writer, I didn't want to be a director. I just thought, okay, I guess I'm a writer. And then slowly I thought, okay, I guess I should be a director, but it took me about 10 or 15 years to work up the courage to make an attempt to do it, because I had no skills, and when I was young, I paid careful attention to what comedians did, and I was schooling myself in how to be a comic, but I didn't pay attention to what the visuals were in a movie. And so I am decades behind just in catching up in my education.
It's too early to know who's winning the fight, the medicine or the disease.
Did anybody ever tell you you have a very scary accent?
You are a very funny man. I enjoy your movies.
And I enjoy all of your movies.
Which movies?
The ones where you try to kill Bruce Willis.
Now to schmooze. Prize fighting might seem like an odd way to earn a living when you're studying to be an Orthodox rabbi. But that's exactly what Yuri Foreman is doing. Yuri will fight it out against Daniel Santos for the WA welterweight title later this year. And if he is to upset Santos, he will need to call on the two things he does best: punching and praying. For all this and more, check out this week's Australian Jewish News, available every Thursday at your local newsagent. And log on to ajn.com.au for all the latest in news and views in the Jewish world. I'm Lexi Landsman, and this is Jewish News TV.